Hi beauties, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. For today's look, I wanted to do something very simple. I feel like I've been doing a lot of glitter and just really sparkly looks, and I just wanted to do a matte look for someone who may not be into having all the sparkles. It's a really simple look. It doesn't take very long. I just blended 4 colors together. This is the colors I blended, so it's got a little bit of orange in there, a little bit of like a light camel color, and a little bit of burgundy on the edges, and then just champagne as my brow highlight and a little inner corner highlight. So it was just a really simple look that doesn't take very long. Pop on some lashes to bring the extra glam, and a nice mauve lip. So if you like this look and you are interested in seeing how to get this look, please stay tuned, and please make sure to subscribe. Alright beauties, so we're starting out with our unique daily renewal cream. I love to use this every day because it has SPF 20 in it. Now we're starting on our brows, and I'm using the Moodstruck Brow Obsession palette from Unique, and I'm using the artist brush that comes, it doesn't come with it, but Unique sells it to pair with it, and it works very well. And I'm just shaping out my brows. It has different brow powders in it and a wax, and so I really love this palette. I use the dark color on the outer edge, and then as I get closer to the front, I use the lighter brown. And first I fill in my brows, then I line the bottom, and then I line the top. And at the very front, I just I don't add any more product after I line the top. I just use whatever is left so that it has a natural fade to it. And I'm just taking my time getting my eyebrows right. You can see how easy the product is to use. Get your eyebrows flawless very quickly with this Brow Obsession palette. Next, I'm going to brush it out with a spoolie to diffuse some of the color to make it look more natural. Then I'm using my Skin Perfecting Concealer, and I am just carving out my brows and making sure that they are crisp and lined perfectly. Excuse my edges, you guys. It was hot in my house and it was just curling back up, and I just gave up. But yeah. And I like to do a concealer unibrow and then kind of blend it out after to diffuse the front of the brow, just to make sure that the brows are leveled and one isn't higher than the other. Then I'm using my brow gel from BH Cosmetics. It's a light brown, and that also will help my brows to be lighter and more natural looking. Now I am using my concealer as an eye primer, and I'm just applying that with my flat brush and then blending it out with my fingers. Then I'm going into my Unique translucent powder and just setting that concealer so that it doesn't crease. Next, I'm going into my Saharan palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm going into a transition shade. It's just like a camel color to go into my crease. Then I'm going into this reddish shade that I just showed, and I'm just applying that right underneath where I applied the camel color and blending those two colors together. Then I went into this orangey, pinky red shade. I'll show it to you in a moment. And I'm just blending that on the lid in the center because I want that to be in the center. And then blending that out into the crease. Then I went into my Amrezy Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and I used that burgundy shade for my outer V to create more depth. And I'm just keeping it on my outer V and blending it into the crease. So just pack it and then pat it and then pat it up and down just to get it to spread, but just keep it right into that general area. Then back into my Saharan palette, back into that reddish brown shade, and I'm applying that back into the middle of my eye and into my crease to blend all the colors into the burgundy color and make sure everything is seamless. Then back into the burgundy shade just to deepen it just a little and blend that back out. It's just a merging of the two colors. You want to blend back and forth until you get it how you want it to be. Then into that champagne color, or actually it's just like a pinkish champagne color, and that's going to be on the front of my lid. This is like a satin. This is the only satin though. The rest of them are all matte shadows, but it's like a pinky champagne color. Then going into the champagne color and applying that into my brow bone on both sides. And then blending that burgundy out to my under eye and making sure that those two colors go together. Now using a kohl liner for my waterline on the bottom, and I'm also going to tight line with it. Then I'm going to do a wing liner with my Wet n Wild liquid liner. I got this from Five and Below, and I really like it. It's really black and it's really easy to use and it doesn't smudge. I'm just taking my time. I go from the middle of my eye and bring it out, and then once I bring it out, I make a line from the bottom of my eye going up and connect it to the line that I created. And that, I find that to be the easiest way for me to do my wing liner. Sorry, I'm covering my eye. I didn't realize I was on that second eye, but on the first eye you could see the whole process of what I was doing. Now I'm going with my Becca Evermatte Poreless Primer. I have oily skin, so I have large pores, and this primer seems to really help to minimize my pores. So I just pat it into my skin as opposed to rubbing it in. And then I go in with my translucent powder from Unique, and I set that primer. Then I just got my AJ Crimson kit, which I'm really excited about. It's a Tamana contour kit that was on sale for a really good price. And I wanted to try it out. I'm not going to use it all the time for my tutorials because it is expensive and really good quality, but I wanted to try it out and it is beautiful. You'll see the finish at the end. But I apply it with my foundation brush. Then I go in with my kabuki brush and I stipple it into my skin. And then after I stipple it into my skin, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, or it's actually a Real Technique sponge, and I blend it in with the sponge because I just want it to be really blended out and just have a really good skin-like finish. So I'm just blending and blending and blending. And using the sponge will also take out any excess product that may be there. Now I'm going back into that kit and using the concealer and highlight the areas that I feel like I want to bring light to. Then I'm contouring the areas where I want to bring a shadow. Then I'm going to blend both of these out with, first I'm blending out the contour with a stippling brush. It's a small stippling brush. I find that this makes it really blend into the skin really well, especially with the contour. And then I'm going in with my sponge to blend out the concealer. I'm going to make sure to blend that in with the contour so that they're both blended together and have a seamless look. Then I'm going in with my Unique setting powder, and I'm setting that my whole face with that powder just to make sure that I set it and it doesn't get oily or crease. And then I like to bake, but when I bake, I like to use my Sacha Buttercup powder because it has a yellow tint to it. And I feel like after I put on all this foundation and concealers, my color gets washed out, and this yellow tint, if I bake with it for a little bit, will bring a little bit of color back into my skin because I do have a yellow undertone. Now I'm going into that beautiful white iridescent color in the Saharan palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm just putting that into my inner corner for my inner corner highlight and patting it in with my finger to blend it with the other colors and make sure it doesn't look too harsh. Now I am using a large brush to take away the powder. Then I went into my Sweet Blush from Unique and my MAC Cheeky Bronze, which is a Skin Frost. And then I went into my Beachfront Malibu Bronzer to bronze where I contoured. Then into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero palette into the color 143, and I applied that as my highlight. And then I decided to mix Kitty Cat with that. I believe it's called Kitty Cat. It's that pinkish shade on the right at the top. I'll link it below so you can see. Then I got these new lipsticks from Lena Lashes, and I'm just applying one of the lipsticks. I can't even remember what the name is, but I will also link that below so that I can make sure to give you the right information. It's a beautiful mauve-y lipstick that went perfect with the look. And then I got these lashes from AliExpress, so they have no name, but I applied my lashes to finish off the look. And I used a Kiss aloe vera gel, glue, in case you were wondering. And then I'm using my Maybelline Colossal Mascara on the bottom lashes to make those pop, and then a little on the top to blend my lashes with my falsies. And I'm just fixing my hair a little, trying to slick those edges down just a little. And this is the final look, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the support. If you would like to see any specific kinds of videos, just comment below and let me know, and I'll definitely do that for you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll continue to make content as long as you guys are watching. Love you. Have a great day.